Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. This is part 2 in a 3-part video series of 30 screening plants. I have divided it up into groups of 10. Like I say, this is part 2, so this will be number 11 through 20, and then be on the lookout for part 3 to come very soon. I'm sure out of these 30 screening plants, there's definitely something for you that you can use between you and your neighbor's yard. Okay, so here are the second 10 screening plants out of the 30 that I'm shooting for these 3 videos. This is Southern Living Plant Collection camellia called Alabama Beauty, and I have found this one to be one of the faster growing Camellia sasanquas. Camellias in general don't grow very fast, but this is a faster growing Camellia sasanqua. It's also a very prolific bloomer. It blooms in the fall. You can see the color of the flower right here is a dark pink, and you can see it flowering now. It's in October, and it is loaded with buds. Again, these are hardy in zone 7 to 9, but with camellias. They require part shade, and so they're going to be a friend to anybody who needs a screening plant in part shade conditions. Most of the other plants I'm showing you are definitely for sun. This is that Juliet CLEYERA right here. I showed you Romeo in the first video, which has the broader yellow variegation, and this one, like I've said in many videos, it has almost looks like a painted variegation on it. What a beautiful plant. Not as fast growing, like I've said, on the variegated plants as the green varieties, but this is a full sun variegated plant that's going to be 8 to 10 feet in height, maybe 5 to 6 feet in width, and what a beautiful plant. And if you put this with some other type of green, I'm going to show you another CLEYERA in a second. If you put this in some sort of rotation with a green plant, it'll make that variegation stand out even more. This is Bronze Beauty CLEYERA. I have not shown this one in a video. I have LEANN in the ground at my house. It's coming up in probably the 3rd video. But what a beautiful foliage on this CLEYERA. Very full growing, full to the base, evergreen with shiny foliage. All the new foliage on this plant all season long was this reddish color that you can see on the tag right here. But again, this is Bronze Beauty. It's going to get 8 to 10 feet just like Romeo and Juliet CLEYERA did. Or do, and they're hardy in zone 7 to 10. This is a red diamond LOROPETALUM right here. This is a beautiful cultivar that has the two-tone coloration on the foliage, where it has that really nice green in the middle right there that contrasts with that really beautiful purple foliage on the outside. This is a red flowering LOROPETALUM cultivar. These are in the witch hazel family. They're evergreen members of the witch hazel family. Very fast growing, great screening plant. Would look really good in some mixture, with quite possibly a variegated plant like that Juliet CLEYERA right there. This is Emerald Arborvitae. This is going to be one of the more cold hardy pieces I have in the line. I always say these Eastern Arborvitae aren't the most drought tolerant things in the world. And so this is hardy in zone 4 to 8. If you're in zone 7 or 8, honestly, I would pick one of these. I would probably go for one of these leafy evergreen cultivars, and folks that are in colder climates, zone 4, 5, 6, this would be a great choice for you. But these can get, you'll see like 8 feet on the tag. They may be maintainable at that, but they'll get every bit of 15 feet if you let them. They can be sheared and kept narrower. Again, full sun plant, but in our heat in the southeast, I don't know if it's necessarily the best choice for us. The Carolina Sapphire, Arizona Cypress right here would be, though. These are super drought tolerant, super heat tolerant as an Arizona Cypress, and the DOT in my state of North Carolina actually uses these on the side of the interstate, so they're not getting any water out there. This plant, though, can get 30 feet tall, but this is a great plant because it's deer resistant, has a fragrant foliage on it that is quite pungent, really, and then it has that blue-green foliage year-round. These really stand out from a distance, and if you have a bigger yard, this is a great choice, and I think it's a better choice than Green Giant Arborvitae, which is coming next. Definitely a better choice than Leyland. I didn't even put Leyland Cypress in this 30 screening plant because it's got some serious issues. But these Arizona Cypress are great, and like I say, folks with deer problems, this is going to be a good choice for you as your screen. The next one right here is Green Giant Arborvitae. This is an extremely popular conifer here that, they get big though. I mean, they can get probably 50 feet plus over time in the full sun. Very, very fast growing plant. At first, when you put it in the ground, it might grow 6 or 8 inches, maybe a foot the first year, maybe a foot and a half the second year. But then these can grow as much as 2 or 3 feet in a single season if they're getting adequate water and they're mulched well and they're not competing with grass and weeds and that kind of thing. But that's green giant arborvitae. Probably hundreds of thousands of these sold every year now, and most people use these in place of leylands. They definitely are sturdier than leyland cypress and less disease and insect prone at this point. Again, I wonder if this plant will get overused in time and end up with some of the same issues that leylands have. That's yet to be seen. The next piece right here is a purple diamond loropetalum. I showed you red diamond. Purple diamond has that purple coloration throughout the entire plant. Bright pink frilly flowers on it spring and fall. They're hardy, zone 7 to 10, industrial, very fast growing, evergreen shrub that really, I mean, looks like this 12 months out of the year. And then as a bonus, it blooms a couple times a year. So what a great choice that purple diamond loropetalum is. And the next piece I did a video on recently. This is Forever Goldie arborvitae. This is actually a western arborvitae, and I consider these a little bit more drought tolerant than eastern arborvitae like emerald. And this variety was picked because it doesn't burn out in the summer. I am down here in Loxley, Alabama, right on the Gulf, and this plant has been out in the full sun here. And the coloration has just held up beautifully through, you know, upper 90s all summer long. And so I'm super impressed. You know, there's a lot of conifers on this nursery that took a beating this summer because it was so hot, and it's just stayed so hot into October. But these look really good, which is a very good sign. This was a particularly bad summer in the southeast and especially down here on the Gulf. So that is a good sign right there. And the last piece in this video is LEANN, CLEYERA, and I have this one in my yard. It's a super easy, kind of slow to start, but a beautiful screening plant. It's going to get 10 to 12 feet high or so, and 6 or 7 feet wide. Has this beautiful bronze new foliage on it anytime it's growing during the season, which is most of the time from about, you know, the 1st of April until early fall, and then it's solid green in the winter time. That's the second 10. I'll pick up with this August Beauty gardenia in the third video. So thank you very much for watching part 2 of this 3-part video series on these 30 screening plants here. Hopefully between the 3 videos, you'll definitely find something that you can use to divide your property from your neighbors. Thanks again for watching.